Namaskar and good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, there was a slight technical glitch. Today, we are back with another interesting topic and a very, very distinguished guest with us this afternoon. Today's topic is cyber crimes and security. As you know, organizations around the world are continuously battling cyber attacks that come from a very wide range of sources. Though vast majority of these security breaches can be avoided, digital intruders armed with sophisticated technology, they manage to avoid detection for a very long time, causing massive damage to to your system, to your personal data, etc. They pose a threat to individual security as well as companies and their and many financial institutions. The importance of cybersecurity cannot be questioned today. Internet users, including these days work from home employees, need to also understand how grave these threats can be and have at least an antivirus or an internet security solution and basic cybersecurity awareness to protect themselves online. To talk to us about cyber crimes and security, we have a very, very distinguished guest with us today, Dr. Balsing Rajput. Let me quickly add him to our screen. You can see Dr. Balsing Rajput on the screen. He is DCP Preventive Crime Branch, Mumbai. Dr. Rajput is noted for his strategic and technical expertise in the field of cybersecurity and for his passion in solving cyber crimes. Dr. Rajput we are very proud of him. He is a TIS alumni, having done his PhD on cyber economic crime in India, response of criminal justice system, a case study of Mumbai city. During his tenure as the Superintendent of Police, Maharashtra Police, he was actively involved in building 51 cyber labs and 43 cyber police stations for cyber crime investigation in Maharashtra state. He has led the implementation of the automatic multimodal biometric identification system project. He was the part of the cyber security delegation of India to Israel in 2016 and Estonia in 2019. He has been the team lead of Maharashtra Cyber Digital Crime Unit to develop the anti-piracy solutions, which won the IP Champions Award of the US Chamber of Commerce. He is Chevening Cyber Security Fellow 2017 of UK and International Visiting Leadership Program Fellow of the USA for Cyber Security in 2019. He has worked in the Economic Offences Wing of Mumbai Police and investigated many sensitive cases. It's a privilege and an honor to have you with us, Dr. Rajput. And we have students from various parts of the country watching you today, and they are curious to understand this important aspect of cybercrime and what kind of security that can be they can ensure for themselves in the age when things have become so digital. Thank you, and over to you, Dr. Rajput.
Namaskar. Good afternoon to all of you. We will go as per the PPT. I have one PPT to share with you all. So, is the PPT? I think so. The PPT is visible to all of you. So, what is cybercrime? First, we will understand
no,
that from the law point of view.
The PPT is not visible. If you could.
Yeah. I have shared the screen. When how can I? Okay, just a minute. So maybe I'm not able to. I'm sharing my screen, but I
Sure.
think so there is some issue. Yeah. Uh, is it visible? No.
No, not it.
Um,
We'll wait for a minute for the presentation to come up.
is it visible now?
No, not it. Yes, yes,
Yeah, I think
it
so.
has. It has come now. It has come now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the PPT is visible.
Yes, PPT is visible now.
Hello.
Yes, PPT is visible now.
Yeah. So this is the topic: the understanding the cybercrime and cybersecurity. Uh, First of all, let us understand what the cybercrime constitutes. Cybercrime is a different kind of crime. It's a generalized definition. We can say any unlawful act wherein the computer is either a tool or a target or a both. So we have to make it very simple. So to the students to understand, I will make it very simple, just like how the definition of democracy goes: to the people, by the people, for the people. It's just like the same way the cyber crime is to the computer, by the computer, and for the computer. So all these crimes are committed using any kind of device. So it may be a computer, maybe a mobile, maybe network, maybe any application, or maybe combination of all these things to target a particular computer, to target a person behind that computer, or maybe target the application, or just make use of that application or computer to commit other kind of crimes. Just like you may commit a crime of suppose capturing a pornography. So a video camera is used of mobile, but uh, that is a crime regarding pornography, but you have used the gadget. So here, yeah, the gadget is a facilitator. So you may directly hack into any computer, so it is attack on the computer. Or you may steal some data from other person's profile. So that is, the computer is a target, or and the machine you use to steal the data is a tool to commit a crime. So these are some of the cyber crimes which we can interpret. There are standard cyber crimes like cyber fraud, the sabotage, pornography, online copyright and piracy kind of crimes. So these are some of the crimes. We can see that it's not only technical crimes, but there is a lot of crimes which comes into financial cyber crimes, or we can say cyber economic crimes. Normally these are the different kind of scams, then sale of illegal articles, sale of pornographic material, online gambling, on stealing of intellectual property, and forgery of different kind of important or valuable documents. So if we have to categorize the cyber crimes, we can categorize in this. This is a fluid kind of categorization. We don't have an rigid categorization of cyber crimes, because the crime categorization, we have to consider different factors into consideration. First, like we can first parameter is who is the victim or who is the criminal. So personal or property of an individual. So individual person can be, or otherwise it can be organization. So organization can be a government or a firm or a company, a private company. So there can be another category, that is a group of individuals or society at large. So the categories are harassment via email. So there may be a email regarding the some kind of bomb scare, or maybe some kind of rumor or a fake news which harasses the people, which cause trouble, or kind of we say a resentment within the group of individuals or society. Then there is a cyber stalking. Cyber stalking is stalking the people, monitoring them, surveilling them, and maybe for different kind of uh, intentions. Then there are dissemination of obscene material, defamation of a particular community or a person, and hacking and cracking the devices which are being used at public places, and indecent exposure of a person or a group of person, or maybe the religious or societal things that people revere to. Then there are individual property kind of crime. So your computer and its data is your individual property, and that can be tampered, that can be stolen, that can be manipulated. So like that, there are computer vandalism, transmitting the virus, unauthorized control over computer system, and hacking. So these are the some of the crimes that are committed regarding individual property. The against organization servers, organization network can be hacked, unauthorized information may be stolen, and the cyber terrorism can also happen. It's just creating a panic, creating unrest, or creating a disorder in the general public. That is also a kind of cyber terrorism. Then there are society at large. If you take the pornography, is particularly child pornography, we say pedophiles, is very serious crime that is happening in the cyberspace. Then the second must is trafficking of girl child, and no anyone, trafficking of anyone, that is also happening rampantly. It's not that entirely person is trafficked in cyberspace, but it is its role is to facilitate for communication, facilitate for location, and all these things that is being used. Then there are few other types which are most prevalent. We can say these kind of frauds that you listen every day. These are credit card frauds. These are all cyber economic kind of frauds. So then cyber pornography for gaining illegal gains, online gambling, software or content piracy, that is again getting illegal benefits, email spoofing, just to threat people or extract ransom from somewhere, and forgery of identity. We can say forgery means your identity theft, or theft of other person's identity to get money or maybe cheat someone. Phishing is another kind of cheating, by person impersonating or maybe by diverting your attention and getting valuable data, just like OTP or maybe credit card number, maybe PIN number, like that. Cyber terrorism, online defamation, and stalking. These three are not related to money, but these three are related to kind of reputation and a reputation of a person. So cyber stalking, mostly the women and girls are stalked, particularly their Facebook profile, or maybe their WhatsApp status or WhatsApp profile, and their activities, like where they are going. So suppose you are posting photos, so that are being collected, and then a location map or a kind of thing is created to stalk you, to follow you, to track you. Defamation is also happening. If you see on Instagram, the young kids are being defamed with the mob photographs, and that is also a recent trend. If you see the credit card frauds, it happens very simply. So they get the information about someone's credit card, basically the 16 digit card number and the pin number. If they get these two things, and two processes they use it to get all this information, is they get the information about the credit card details from dark web, or maybe they may procure it from the data vendors, or there are data, stolen data, that is sold in a black market. So they get it, and then through phishing they call you, and then try to seduce you, try to divert your attention, and try to get the pin number or the OTP. So these are the frauds. These frauds are very rampant, very normal. People normally don't complain because the amount lost is very less, but this is very serious, and the mostly happening in general parlance. Email spoofing is, you might have received mails which you feel that are from government, or maybe from police, or maybe from a authenticate organization, just to, because this happens in job frauds. So many people are basically cheated, and they pay money for job kind of things, because you apply for the job and you get in mail that you pay this and this amount as your deposit, or maybe the interview fee, and you will get appointment letter and all that things. So these kind of spoofing frauds are rampant. In case of police also, they use the police email ID, spoofed email ID, and then send a mail to deposit money, or deposit somewhere else, or provide help to somebody. You They may also uh, show as they are some influential person and asking for money, like that. This spoofing attacks, mainly in business sector, the loss is too high, as they compromise the business email of your organization and ask to pay to the another person. So normally companies have different kind of tie-ups. So if you have a, I know that you have a tie-up with the X company, and ours is a Y company, then I can write Y company's, spoofing Y company's email to X company, that you pay this much amount, as we have sent the consignment, like that. There are many such cases that has happened. After studying the company profile, people send this spoofed email, and the another company which are in contract with the first company, they normally send the amount in dollars. So that has happened. The phishing, this is a most rampant. We can say everyone might have experienced this kind of fraud. So they call you, try to impersonate that they are from banks, or they may be from the card division, they may be from any organization, and try to get your OTP or PIN number. This is very simple, but very rampant fraud. Cyber terrorism is very important, and that you as a student, or a learned person, must know that it's not that creating any kind of bloodshed is only terrorism, but terrorism is also denying, means causing a denial of access to the computer resources, or hacking into the computer resources, or introduction of any kind of virus, or threatening the unity, integrity, or security, or sovereignty of the country. That is that is also a terror section. So strike a terror in the section of people is deemed to be committing cybercrime. That means if you are unauthorizedly accessing, unauthorizedly hacking into any system of government, or which is critical in nature, or which is basically maybe is basically you are compromising with the unity, integrity, and sovereignty of India. Suppose any into defense network, police networks. So that is nothing but a terrorism. This is very wide definition. And if person has an authorized access to a computer resource with an intent to breach the security of the state. Security of the state is what? The critical installations of the state, the important people and the organizations. If they are breached, then a terror attack. That is what it is conceived in the act. So we have to understand that cyber terrorism is something different from the actual terrorism. It's stealing data or hacking into the system or or striking a terror in the minds of people in cyberspace. All these accounts for cyber terrorism. So here are some examples of cybercrime. So cyber pornography. So there you might have heard about some mocked images of some celebrities or maybe from children. So these things are not just a piece of picture, but these are crime. So if anybody's picture of any picture of a celebrity, if you are morphing it and making it obscene, or you are attaching their photographs with them, that is also a crime. The online gambling, most of the people now through different kind of online games are indulged into this kind of online gambling. So and these gambling companies are also targeting kids who don't know much about the law and what the gambling is, how it is criminal offense. They don't know, but they are being targeted. So we have to understand that in India most of the states have banned the gambling, and if in your state the gambling is banned, then online gambling is also a crime. Digital piracy, that all of you know that you always try to download the movies, the entertainment piece, the songs, some kind of books. But if they are not free, if they are stolen and you are downloading unauthorizedly from some sites which are giving you free access, so that is a digital piracy. It's not limited to that, but yes, stealing or stealing the data or a kind of the intellectual property of a other company or a person, that is a piracy, and that is a crime in cybercrime. Identity theft is stealing your or others identities. Nowadays you might have experienced that there are many celebrities, police officials, government officials, even many general citizens also, they are experiencing that their Twitter handle or maybe their Facebook account is hacked and someone else is using or creating the Facebook account just similar to you and you don't know. So these all things are nothing but identity theft, and it comes under criminal category. Defamation is nowadays very serious thing that is happening. During corona times from March 2020 to till date, many fake news were generated that how corona happens, what we need to take the stop corona. People have shared the kadas, they have shared the mattresses, then there were some babas, there were some people who were curing the corona. Then came the what kind of medicine we should take, even though knowing that there is no any till so far vaccine or a medicine that is treating the corona and making you feel that these kind of messages are creating a panic kind of unrest in the society, because these posts reach to wide public and people believe in that. So these fake news are no rampant. We registered, because fake news, if you say that, oh, it's just not a piece, that you will say that okay, it happens. But legally, if you forward, even you suppose you are a group member of a group in WhatsApp, and there is some fake news or rumors that is going on, and you read it and you just forward it to another friend or another group, and then a crime is registered and it was found that you have forwarded, then you are you have become a criminal in that. And even if you are a the administrator, and you know that this post is false, that is a fake news, and you have not stopped him, you have supported him, then you also become a criminal. So these things you need to take into account. Cyber stalking, that is online stalking, that we have talked about, it mainly happens with celebrities and the women in particular. Now we'll understand the cyber security. I'm just trying to give you a glimpse, it's not in detail, it's just to sensitize you, because this is a very broad subject. You need to spend time to understand, and there are different aspects of the cyber crime and cyber security. Cyber security is the counter uh, view or counter actions, counteractions to prevent crime and cyber threats. That is nothing but cyber security. How we should take precautions to stop the cyber crimes and cyber threats. That is what is envisaged in cyber security. If you see the Information Technology Act 2000, Section 2(1) and B, that defines cyber security as protection of information, equipment, devices, computer resources, communication devices, all that is, whatever gadgets you have, securing all that gadget from unauthorized access or use or disclosure, disruption, modification, destruction. All that means if someone is trying to manipulate your data, that is also a breach, and which you need to protect. So cybersecurity is not just a product, it's not just a process, but it's a view. You have to follow some procedures, you have to use technology, and you have to improve the skill set of the people. So it's not only related to a application, but it's related to your network, your systems, your data, your the person behind that data, and the information related to your organization. All that comes under protection, and that is what cybersecurity is. The elements of cybersecurity, there are these five basic elements. That is, one is the end user, one is the applications, different kind of applications you use in your gadgets. Just like you use a WhatsApp, you use Facebook, you use no OS, you use different kind of other applications. The security of that applications is also comes in cybersecurity. Then information security is information or a data that is residing in your computer, or maybe in network, maybe in your servers, or in your data center. All that is information security. Network means the network you are using, the routers, the internal network, WAN and LAN of a company, or internet. All that security of these networks is a network security. Then we have to see that end user compliance. So you are the end user, so you are the endpoint. That means you are using laptop, desktop. You need to comply to some of the conditions, just like you need to follow some of the basic cyber hygiene, that what you should do and what you should not do. You should use antivirus, you should use firewalls, you should not keep ports open. No, all these things are uh, some of the compliance related. If you are not following procedure, if you are not using some of the applications and processes that are mandatory, then that is also a part of security. And disaster recovery is something happens, then how to recover from it. These are the some of the elements that are there in cybersecurity. Now if you take a case of India, then there are some applicable sections in information technology, which are related to information security and we can say protection or prevention of cyber threats. One is section 65, which defines what is hacking into the system and how it is a criminal offense. And then there is section 66, which says that there is impersonation, and 66 b says that how the impersonation happens and what is the punishment for the same. Then section 67 deals with the access to protected systems. Misrepresentation is in section 70. Breach of confidentiality or privacy. So if someone is trying to click your undressed photos or maybe nude photos, then or someone trying to create a mob photo of you, it's a breach of privacy and confidentiality, and it's a crime. Then section 72 deals with the fraud. The offenses and punishment that I think so you may, if you are a law student or if you are not a law student, but as a general information, if you want to understand, most of these crimes are having the punishment for 3 years and a fine from 50,000, 25,000 to some 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupees fine. So most of the cases. There are two other cases, just like the pornographic content dissemination and uh, what we say the child pornography, that carries 7 year and no more punishment. And hacking into the system means securing or attempting to secure the access into the critical infrastructure, that causes more than 10 years of punishment. Some case laws that as a student or as a professional you must know, that has happened in case of cyber crime and cyber security. These are the few case laws, because in Shreyas Shingal you might be knowing that there were two girls who had posted something, some message regarding the late Shiv Sena leader Sri Balasaheb Thackeray, and the crime was registered against that two girls, and then it was struck down by the Supreme Court. That was regarding abusive messages. So section 66, which was earlier used mainly for abusive, threatening, and obscene messages, now is struck down. So there is a more freedom to express about your views, but still abusive views, lascivious views, or maybe you can say giving abuses on the internet as in a comment section or posting it, it's still a crime. So that you must know the case of Shreyas Shingal, because it's very landmark case and one should know. Then the common mistakes we do uh, as a user, these are some of the things commonly we do. Over expressive on social media, we, even though there is no need, we express our opinion, post the photographs, or give comment to somebody else. So that is not details. Why you should tell to the world that where you are checking? There is none of the business of others. But yes, if you want to say to your friends, how send your friend a message, but that check-in is visible and it's there for years together on your Facebook. You are some of your photographs which you don't want to show, but show to just your one friend, you are just posting it on Facebook. It's becoming more visible and it's there. One principle one should keep in mind is that once on social media, once on internet, it's always there, you can't delete it. Then whatever information that comes to you through social media or through different peer-to-peer communication channels like WhatsApp, all you that believe that is true, but no, we need to verify. There may be fake information, fake news, or we can say rumors. Third thing is free stuff. We all want free applications, something that is free. Any website offering anything free, we are pouncing on that. and that is a mistake. We should verify which site is, what data they are collecting, what kind of application is that, what kind of data they are stealing from you, what information they are asking for. All that you need to keep in mind. Then safety. We always believe that internet is safe, but internet is not defined for security. It was defined to dissemination of the data. So there are some websites, there are some applications which are meant to collect your data, which are meant to monitor you and get your information. So we don't know that which websites are good, which websites are bad. There are some websites which are only http, not https, are not secure. Some websites are not even having uh, the licenses, or may not be secure. They are just collecting. Some are placing the cookies in your browser to track your information. So the safety factor is also need to be taken into care. The panic. So if anything happens in cyberspace, we get panic and think it's always our mistake. So you could have avoided. Yeah, definitely you could have avoided, but we need to approach the police, register a crime. So most of the people, if anything happens on the net, they don't go to the police and register a crime. But it should our be habit that we should go and register a crime. Being timid, we are afraid of accepting ourselves as a victim of a cyber wrong. We normally say that, oh, might have happened. It's not a crime. It just was a fun. No, but no, a small thing today may turn up that no, you have committed a big or larger fraud. And prejudiced mindset, that police judiciary will happen nothing. And so these are some of the points that we make a common mistakes. Some of the tips, being students, and you as a entering professionals into the uh, different sections of the society, you should also know that there are some tips that always means what kind of settings for your devices and your internet account you should have. Always check it. Have a customized settings. Always don't share valuable data. Don't share your location. Don't share your photographs. Always see the permissions you have offered to your mobile applications. Different application ask for different permissions. If you are using once in a 6 month any applications, and you are sending data 6 months unnecessarily without using it, because that application is tracking you after every second, or maybe minutes, or maybe 2 minutes, or maybe an hour, every time that is fetching data from your device. So there are some websites, so you should set the set you should privacy setting up your browser, the applications, mobile device, computer device, laptop, because what data you are giving to them, what information they are extracting from your device, that you must know. You normally, if any product is free, you give consent, agree, and that is where the game is. You don't know, you are using most of the products of Google, Apple, or maybe Microsoft, maybe Facebook, maybe WhatsApp. You don't know what their agreement is, but you are just saying, yes, I agree, give me that application. But they have written very deliberately and in detail that what application, that application, what data they are collecting and how they are using, and how you don't have right over that data, even though it is of your data, where at what floor you are sleeping, what device you are using, at what date you are gone to whom, with whom you had a chat, how much hours of chat, what words you are frequently using, all that data is with them, but you don't have right over that. So you have to always think what consent you are giving. Encryption of the data, which is to be kept safe and secure. Always think that whatever data you have, you may encrypt it, you may keep it in a safe place. So security and safety of a data, that is you have to think always. Whenever you are connected to internet, always connected through a secure channel, secure devices. Then just don't use the public wi-fi that it's free so it's good. It's not like that. Anything free, you have to think twice. There is no free meal in this world. If someone is giving something free for some reason, So you have to understand that. Always have a two-factor authentication or a maker-checker concept in place. So two-factor authentication is that a password is not only sufficient. You should get a OTP, or you should get a recovery mail, or any other device or ID where you get the second authentication. So that makes less hackable. The thing is, use firewalls, use secure networks. Means don't use free Wi-Fi. Just sitting, you are getting anywhere a free Wi-Fi, latching it. It may be just to collect your data. So mostly the Wi-Fi's know that which, if you see any packet capture or wire shark kind of or if you, there is a device, there is one application called Wireshark. If you download it, or you have a Kali Linux or Metasploit, and you are observing any network, you will understand that the Wi-Fi owner can see all your data, where you are pinging, which applications are using, what is your IP, what is your user ID password if it is not encrypted. So don't latch to free Wi-Fi, and use only licensed softwares. These are the some other tips. You should check the digital signature of a important installations. If it is a banking installation, there are some spoofed websites also, not HTTPS. So digital signatures are also important. Uh, Strong passwords, everyone knows that your password can be guessed, maybe through a dictionary attack, or maybe through most commonly used words, or uh, things that is happening in your life. Your password is always related to that. In case of facial or retina recognition, people are using your pictures and creating a dummy the thumb impression. So that has also happened. Some cases have been registered that even Aadhaar card and your biometrics is also uh, uh, manipulated or made a second copy. So these are some of the then data management, recovery, bank system. So always keep a backup of whatever data you have. These are the some common tips everyone should know. Very simple that we have I have told most of the things in last two slides. One thing that you should always keep in mind, that there is no free lunch. So anything free, be careful. When there is no money for a product, that means it's free. Then what is the product? You are the product. Your information, your data is the product, and they are going to sell that. So always keep in mind. Then if any cyber incident happens, don't get panic. So you always, that check what has happened, how it has happened, what it has caused, what kind of data you have lost, and report that to the cyber police. So you can report online also through that cybercrime.gov.in, and your information and how you will get the help is all explained there on cybercrime.gov.in. You should do, I know, you should be honest to yourself and the law enforcement agencies, so that a next attack or next crime can be prevented. So always remember, police and law enforcement officers are the only trustworthy friends in cyberspace. There is, in cyberspace on internet, you can trust nothing. You even can't trust your own shadow, your own account. So don't trust, don't trust even law enforcement agencies by face value. You should know what is their actual website, what is their actual phone number. Or so you might be knowing that there is a fraud named grievance redressal fraud. So bank number, police number, the office name and number, they are changed on Google Maps. So Google Map provides editing function, and people change their number. So people normally, if you have any kind of problem, you call the grievance redressal number. Suppose you have ordered something on Amazon and you have not received it, so you will call the grievance redressal number of Amazon, but that is, they have changed it and they have placed their number, and they will say, okay, we'll make all the no things for you. Just pay this much of amount as a grievance redressal fee, and once you pay that, they map your the details, credit card, PIN, OTP, all that they have, and then they commit a fraud. So always what you should do is verify. Thank you. So that is what I wanted to tell you. Rest, if you have any questions or if anything else need to be discussed, please let me know.
That was a very, very informative presentation, Dr. Rajput. I think that was indeed a very, very informative presentation. And in fact, if I summarize it quickly, making the students aware of cybersecurity, and in fact, what are some of the common mistakes that everybody makes if somebody is ignorant about it, and how they can protect themselves. I think it covered all the aspects from an awareness standpoint that our students need. And thank you so much for making our students understand different nuances of cybersecurity. If we can take some questions, Dr. Rajput, maybe 4 or 5 questions.
Yeah, okay, we can, please.
Um, we have a question from Rehana. She is asking, what can one do to resolve issues related to identity threat on Instagram or Facebook?
Okay, so nowadays there is a in a spree of attacks on Facebook and Instagram accounts. People are creating fake accounts, or maybe your account is being hacked. In that case, Facebook have a good policy that they provide a link. Even on Google search also, you can type that your account is hacked, Facebook account, Instagram is hacked, account is hacked, where to report. You can get a Facebook reporting link. If you are reporting there, then if you have given the information about the recovery email ID or recovery phone number, they send you within 2 to 3 hours a reset link, and you can reset it. And next time, then you should take a common precaution of setting good password, and having the two-factor authentication, and that's all you can do. And you always have your device, particularly phone and laptop, or whatever gadget you are using, what permissions are given to whom, and is there any unauthorized application, unauthorized permission given to you, any abnormal activity in your logs, that you have to check. If it is there, then a virus or kind of bug may be there, then you have to use a antivirus software, or maybe in case anti-malware software. Yeah, that's what we have to do.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajput, for that answer. Rehana has a follow-up question. She's asking, is using Telegram safe or not?
There is nothing safe in cyber world. So it's that you how precautions we take. So anything, it's all man-made. If it is made by someone, if it is protected by someone, it can be breached by someone. So it's not that something is a sacrosanct, something is safe only. It's not like that. Yeah, now we have to understand the ecosystem of each application. Now take example ecosystem of a Telegram. Telegram is an application made by some Russian company. It's some of its servers are hosted in Dubai, and most of the people who are accessing Telegram are in India, Russia, some in Middle East. So how it is safe or not? It's that where it data is residing, how securely that data is being kept by the company, and in application, is there any bug, what permissions that application is taking, what is the installation method, whether it is can be installed in any other devices, or using your id and password some other devices, is that tracking system is there or not. All these things need to be taken into consideration. But I will not say that any application is most secure or not, but most people are using, even in case of WhatsApp, also in case of Signal, in case of no Line. All these applications are built on similar platform. There is just a name change and some few other functionalities change, but all these are peer-to-peer communication platforms, same kind of structure. So whatever security measures they have taken in extra, that is what protects the application. So but one point you should always keep in mind, that nothing is safe, nothing is sacrosanct, that it is safe. Anything can be breached, and only thing it is safe, the date and time till it is not breached.
Uh, that's, I think the risk management is something that every individual has to take care of and assess it carefully before they get into it. There is one more question. I think you talked about it. What are the risks
Yeah.
associated with using public Wi-Fi? You talked about it, but would you like to re-emphasize that point? And also, as a follow-up question
Yeah, because
to the same
public
question,
Wi-Fi.
also there is a follow-up question. Maybe you can answer it together. I am using an unsecured Wi-Fi from a neighbor. Can they discover my login name or password? What about my IP? Can they track me with gmap location using IP?
Yes, you can, because all your data is flowing through their router. So their router knows that which packets are coming to your mobile or your laptop. So if they are technically aware, they can track everything what you are doing. If they are not aware, yeah, you are happy till they are aware. The moment they are aware, your privacy is gone. Wherever we are dealing with your sensitive information, what you are doing, you should have your Wi-Fi. You should use that things which are secure. Maybe nothing is secure, that is a corollary, but still so far every paid company, a company which takes money for their services, take some kind of precautions. And if you are using free Wi-Fi, so you don't know what they are doing, why they are giving free, whether they are capturing your mac id, capturing your data, you don't know, but you are just using their service. So always keep in mind, don't use such kind of free. uh, if they think so, they can do surveillance on you, get your details. If your application is not using encrypted transmission of the data, suppose if you are sending a password, so take example SMS not is an encrypted form. So if anyone is getting that packet, they can open it and see it. So that way, the traffic, if it is not encrypted, it's open, then people can see it. That we have to see. Why people say that the WhatsApp is secure? Because it sends a encrypted, end-to-end encrypted traffic, so it's safe, people say. But the moment someone designs a system which will decrypt in real time, it will not be safe. So I will request you to desist from using free Wi-Fi and free no lunches. One time, two time, it's okay, but don't use the free.
I'm sure that answers the question. There is one more question, Dr. Rajput, that says why the US couldn't really spot that Edward Snowden was a security risk before he could stole and leaked all those documents in the public domain. So,
Okay.
how to really take care of that from an organization standpoint?
Yeah, it's a very good question, because we can't basically map the two things, the human intentions and human stupidity. So you don't know what is your intention right now, because you may be showing something else, maybe talking something else, but behind that your intention may be different. No one can map that intention, one. And second, human stupidity, that what mistake you will commit you also don't know in a different kind of situations. So as an organization, most of the breaches, most of the attacks, they get successful not because the attacker is very sophisticated, or attack is very sophisticated, or their application is very sophisticated. In most of the cases, I will say 60 to 70% cases, is the mistake of the employee, is a human mind that makes the mistakes, or the human stupidity where there is no answer for that. That we suppose 1,000 times people have told that don't click on unknown links, but the moment someone sends a link, you first click it. So that is no, it's a human mind. It's we make mistakes always, or there is a temptation to do all these things out of curiosity, we can say that. So human aspect is very much there, and that we can't prevent. Even though a 20-year employee might have worked very good, taken all the precautions, and one fine day up in 21st year he might have clicked a wrong link, and then a ransomware might land on their system. So it's the most important thing, or the most weakest link in cybersecurity, people say, and you have to understand, is the human factor. Second thing is human intentions. In Snowden case, okay, now that is a question of debate whether what he did is wrong or right, and what US is doing wrong or right. That is interpretation that have to see from the angles of privacy, the humanity, the state, its nationalism, its laws, then the in a greater uh, perspective, that what human rights or what people should know about their data, who should steal their data, who should store their data. All that are very different and larger questions. But limited to your question, that how they could not spot, because they were not knowing from his actions that what his intention was. And to spot intention, what we have is what you talk, what you see, what you hear, and what you do. If from that analysis, if you could spot that your intentions are there, but if you defy all these 5 to 6 senses, then it's very difficult to find out that what the person is going to do. So that is what happened with the Snowden case, and it can happen with any other case. So the real causes and what actually has happened, no one knows. It's that from movies and the reports, and what is there on the internet, that all we know. But actually thing, I don't think so there is in the public.
Right. Couple of more questions, if your time permits. There are some questions that we are getting. Is that okay? Does that your
Yeah,
time
okay,
time
two
permits?
two
Yeah.
questions.
Okay.
Yeah, we have already
So
exceeded the time. Yeah.
yeah, so just a couple of questions. Despite pornography crime, why is there active in such large amount in social media? So there is a question from Reena.
Yeah, pornography, viewing pornography in your private places, just like a bedroom, is not a crime. But what the crime is, indecent representation, or viewing it in public, or making available it in public, is a crime. Storing the pornography, publishing it, disseminating it, selling it, that is crime. But viewing in your private place is not a crime. First thing. Second thing, anything that is related to child pornography or pedophiles, even storing, watching, disseminating, even you knowing that there is a child pornographic material and you are not reported to police, that is also a crime. So we have to make a difference between the child pornography and pornography. Viewing pornography in public, selling, publishing, and disseminating, and viewing in private. Viewing in private is not a crime, and those websites which are showing it, some website ask whether you are 18 years and above, because some countries they have very more liberal laws that they allow that. Some countries don't have liberal laws, they say that okay, that is a crime. So if a website is hosted on that country server, then they don't take action because they have a law that above 18 you can watch anything. But that is a legal framework. In India, if you see, viewing in your private places is not crime, but in public places, watching, selling, publishing, or even disseminating, storing, all that is a crime. And regarding pedophiles or child pornography, everything is a crime.
Thank you. I think that answers the question. There is a question from Rajiv Kumar, and he has asked why cyber law is practically inactive in present circumstances. But is it because people are not aware of it, or because this is a relatively new field when it comes to security or policing?
Yeah, he himself has answered the question, because it's a relatively new field, people don't know, because it's all a disruptive change. People still are not understanding in rural areas. Those, the housewives, or maybe those who are less learned, those have very few exposure to these technologies, so they don't know, and even they don't know what kind of systems there are to prevent that. So it's about awareness, sensitization, the emergence of new technologies, and the fast pace, the digital transaction that is happening. So that all that is new. So Paytm kind of things, or wallet kind of things, that have arrived 4 5 years back. It was not the case 5 years back. So people in general, there are, suppose, 600 million mobile users in India. Out of that, every year, near about 60 to 70 million people are using mobile device first time in their life. So that is their first exposure to a mobile device, internet, and all that applications. We can't expect that they will know each and everything, and nitty-gritties of the applications and mobile devices. So we have to understand that in India, the first time users are more. They are understanding that the first time, so there is a chances that they may be duped, they may be cheated. That is the reason. Yeah.
I think with the movies like Jamtara, and they have become so widely popular now. A lot of people watching them on the Netflix, etc., etc. How do you see that? Is that creating awareness, or you think that is too
Which
scary for people to digest?
we should take it in a proper perspective. Romanticizing the criminals is a bad thing, because we are then prompting other people to be criminals. We should not romanticize the criminals, but we should be making people aware that how it happens. And in case that it's our and everyone's responsibility, that to make aware that how the crime happens, who the criminals are, and how to protect ourselves. So that is what I'm telling. And all these movies and serials that make, I know, people aware, sensitized. Yeah, yeah, sometimes it's a part of entertainment, but still, from that entertainment, people get the message that such thing happens and they should take a precaution. Yeah.
Thank you. We are running short
Yeah.
of time. Students have been asking questions. We are sorry. Maybe some other time, next time we get time of Dr. Rajput, we'll request him to interact with you. There are so many questions, but we will try to maybe take these questions back and perhaps get an answer
Yeah.
from him and send it back to you. Thank you, Dr. Rajput,
Yeah. Thank you.
for accepting this invitation and spending your time and educating. I think if there are 100 people who are educated about cyber crimes today, we hope that they go back and educate their family members, their relatives, their friends. So we are looking at, as you said, it's a relatively new field, and we want more and more people to be educated and informed about it. I think the process is on. You are writing books, and many congratulations. Your first book is out, and you're writing the second one. And I'm sure a lot of people will get an opportunity to read your books and understand and learn from it, and be an informed citizen who can take care of their own security. And of course, the state is there, the police is there to take care just in case they come across some difficult situations. Thank you once again, Dr.
Thank
Rajput,
you.
for your
Thank you.
time, and we are grateful. Thank you.